Hello and welcome to Empowering Women with Celeste. I'm Celeste, and today I want to talk about a subject that is going to be a little provocative to some people. It might offend some people, it might trigger something in you, which is good because that's kind of what I want. I want you to start think about some things. I want you to start to question some things and find your own truth and what everything means to you. So, this comes from an email I shared yesterday. So, if you know a little bit about me, you know that I'm a dancer. You know, I love belly dancing and tribal fusion, and I'm very much into the body and body image that we should love our body, we should embrace them, we should not be afraid to show them and ourselves and who we are. And so I came across this topic of sexuality, which is something that can be discussed very much and is often a topic of great discussion. Like to some people it's too much, to some people it's just natural. So I have personally always had this kind of fascination for the female body. Like, actually, kind of like even strippers, and I don't mean this in the wrong way, but I've always had a fascination. Like, was watching a movie with any kind of of stripping, and or there is just basically stripping in a lot of movies, which is apparently fine. But if you're doing it in another way, it's suddenly not okay. Anyway, I've always had this fascination of the female body because I think it's beautiful, and I think it's amazing what it can do. This especially to the dance, which is incredible. And if you know this dance, like belly dance, fusion dance, tribal belly dance in some way, you know how hard it is, and you also know, you start to know what your body can do. You'll start to you'll be impressed by what your body can do. And I have also, again, personally kind of struggled with this good girl versus sexy hot girl, because I've always been the good girl. That's kind of what I was raised to do, but I've always been kind of a rebel. But because I'm such a people pleaser, I went towards the good girl type. But as I grew a little bit older and went to school and moved out of home and so on, I really started to get more into this, to the sensual, sexual side, energy and side of me. That, and to me, because to me, sexuality means that you're confident in who you are in your body, that you love yourself in your body, and you're not afraid or ashamed to show that and to express that. And it's okay to show off your body no matter what it looks like. And which is why I'm so thrilled that a lot of, especially actors and singers and so on, are starting up this no bra thing again. And also the kind of movement from breastfeeding, because it's so natural. Like, it's the most natural thing in the world. And we shame it so much. I don't get it. I get that some people feel uncomfortable, and sometimes it is uncomfortable, but you can just not look at it. Unless they're sitting right in front of you and you're talking to them and you have to look at them, you can just look the other way. which is even more funny because when you're on the beach at summer, it's okay that you're wearing close to nothing, but it's not okay as a dancer to dance around in more clothes than that, like in a skirt and a bra and so on. That is that is still more shamed than when you're going to the beach. So there's all of these contradictions of beliefs and so on. And I just want you to think about it, and I want you to start to really embrace your own sexuality, because when you are shaming such a natural and big part of you, you will never feel whole. You will never get this grounded feeling, this confidence, this love to yourself that you are searching for, that you really want. You will never get it if you are shaming a part of you that is so deeply and so natural. You have to have some kind of sexuality. And again, sexuality is so many things. So this is it's your job to find out what does it mean to you, what is important to you, and what does it look like to you. Because again, personally for me, it looks like belly dance, which actually, by the way, I think of as a sport like anyone else. It's something you learn, you train it, you get the moves, you get the technique, and then you can compete in it. You can show it to everyone else and so on. It's both a sport and an art form, because it's also really great to release emotions, to express yourself, to become one with the music and get into a place of loving yourself, your body, into your sexuality and happiness and releasing and letting go and so many other great things. That's just kind of the baseline. So that's how I do it. That's what I to me sexuality is connecting with yourself and embracing all of these things, like loving your body, embracing your body, showing it off. It's okay to feel sexual and to feel confident in your body, to be confident about your body. So, yeah, especially around the dance, because belly dance mostly originates from the part of Egypt, and it's still, even though it's such a big part of the tradition, they use it for weddings and so on. Like it's a have to. You need a belly dancer to an Egyptian wedding, but it's still looked at really badly and really shameful. If you are a dancer in Egypt, your family will shut you out because being a belly dancer is bad. And it's looked at like the association with belly dancer to history is a hooker, it's a prostitute, because that's unfortunately what some people used it for, and I can see why, which is such it's so hurtful that it's still like that. Hopefully it's getting better. Where I come from, it's like I said, it's looked at as a sport, and it's great, and many women are attracted to it, especially because, like I said, we are suppressing and denying our own sexuality, so a lot of women are drawn to it more and more, which is great. But like I said, still in many places it's not looked upon very in very good way. Not very long ago, it was, yeah, last year I think, I was looking for songs about dancers, and all of the songs with dancers or dancer in it was mostly rap songs about prostitutes. And I will challenge you to actually do this. Go on Spotify, YouTube, whatever, and go search for dancer, songs with dancer in it. Because if you can find a song about a dancer that's not a stripper or a prostitute or something like that, please let me know. I would love to hear it. I could not find, I think it was Instagram I was looking at. I'm not sure, but I could not find any song there without it being about strippers, which just tells us so much about how we view sexuality, how we view especially women's sexuality, because there's a big difference between men and women. And we already know this with, it's okay and acceptable for men, guys, to walk around without a shirt on. Like, that's normal. We also know that they have a strong sexual desire and need, which is also kind of accepted. That's okay. We know they look at porn. Great. But when it comes to women, when it comes to girls, it's not okay. And I don't get that. And I really hope that will change. And I know there are people out there, women, wanting to change that and really working to change that. So please go support them if you know them or see anyone. Please go support it. If you're not triggered, at least if you feel offended or triggered by any of these things that I say, you're probably not listening right now. But if you're still listening and you kind of have this kind of resistance to it in some way, there are something that you should be looking at. There's some healing you need to do, and I need to and have done as well, because we have this in our society, in our history. We have all of this history of shaming people who were sexy. So we need to heal that and let go of that to be able to tap into our own sexuality. I experience some of this sometimes. Not that much, fortunately, because I'm a dancer, and because when I dance, I'm wearing different clothes than normally, and sometimes not that much. And that gets, I have a lot of guys texting me on Instagram. Weekly, I have several guys texting me on Instagram saying just hi or whatever. I don't know. I don't go look at it, so I don't know exactly what they're texting. But it's just because you're showing off. Yeah, I guess it's just a little bit of skin, and you're doing a dance, but that could basically be hip hop or jazz or anything. Then suddenly you're a target for guys who are apparently feeling lonely, just to put it in a nice way. And I don't think that will change in my time. I don't know if that will ever change, which is why it's so important that if you, like me, love this dance, or you do pole dance or something else that is seen in that way, you will get these responses, and learn to just be in yourself, to just ignore it, delete them if necessary, but to just keep doing what you're doing it because you love it, and stand by it, stand by your body, stand by your own sexuality, no matter what other people say. Because there's another spectrum of this, which is not guys chasing you, but girls or other guys shaming you, saying like, don't show off that you're so ugly or your body is disgusting, and you might get things like that. So that's another bad side of it. But I think that we just need to keep doing it, and just know that the people who comment things like that, whenever I get some comments like that, I can't help but like feel sorry for them, because I really think they don't have a life. If they want to, if they spend their time looking at other people's feet and looking at you and feeling the need to comment on that, it's because they do not have a life. They don't have a goal that they're working towards. They don't have a passion that they're really into. It means that they don't have something. It means that they're probably either bored in their life or really, really sad, like they're hurting. So, anyway, that's just my thoughts on that. And another thing that I have been thinking about is back to some of the things that I said a little earlier, is dancing as a belly dancer versus an actor. So I'm not stripping. I'm just moving in ways that some people find very sexy, very sexual, sensual, which they are, and it's great, but that doesn't mean they have anything to do with sex. Is that actors are, like I said earlier, often they do have sex scenes, often they are naked, and somehow that is accepted, somehow that's like okay. But if you're a dancer, a buff dancer, it's not okay. So I'm having a hard time kind of accepting that, which is why I want to make it more accepted. I want to make it more normal. I want to make the human body, which is the most normal thing in the world, we all have it, and we all look almost the same. So, like, why be ashamed of it? And I want to tell you just a very short story around this, getting back to the Egypt thing, because I went to Egypt with a group of dancers. We were going there on, it was half vacation, half training. So in the mornings we would be training, and then in the afternoons you could go on trips and you could go to the markets and things like that. And so we were told at the hotel, or when we got there, I think I knew before, but we were told at the hotel that when you go to the market, don't tell anyone that you're a belly dancer. Don't say it out loud. Because, like I said before, they still see it as very shameful. It's still, like I said, if they have a family member becoming a belly dancer, they shut them out. It's really even like honor killings and so on, because when they see family more as a collective, and when someone is doing something wrong or bad, like it's on the entire family. So we didn't do that, but we still went crazy shopping for belly dancing costumes, and the guys there were of course happy because we spent a lot of money there, but it was not something that you should say out loud. And so we had a dancer, one of these evenings we had a dancer coming to make a show for us, and I can see why they still have that attitude, because the way she was dancing was more of a, yeah, I'm gonna just say it right out, like come fuck me kind of energy type. It was more of a prostitute dance than how we dance in the north and in the west, which is technique, and it's about expression. Again, it's about the music, it's about the moves, it's about it's more of a show dance than the, yeah, I don't want to say classical because it's not, but than other type of belly dance. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. That was an interesting trip. And again, this is something that I see often, this shameful triggered type. And again, some people see it more as a strip show. One reason, or actually the reason why I don't do parties or birthday shows and so on, is because I feel like it's that kind of, it feels more like a strip show than a performance and a dance. So that I don't do that. I love to do stage shows. I love to do other shows that where people don't act like it's a strip dancer. But I think it's more the actually Arabic people doing that. I think where I come from, we are more down to earth. We are more grounded, more logic, and so they don't have the same reaction as Arabic dancers, because they, and this is just my judgment, that they throw money, they throw money after the dancer, which is their way of saying, we love you, we love your dance, you look beautiful, and so on. But which to me feels like a strip show, where in Denmark, where I come from, we would just be clapping, which is like, woo, yeah, uh, and not interrupting, because that's also something that sometimes they can do. They would go on the stage and dance with the dancer, which I find very disrespectful. But again, that's just a completely different culture that I did not grow up in, so it's okay for them. I just don't like it. So that's why I don't do very many like shows and birthdays and so on. I dance for me. Again, I dance because it makes me feel, it helps me release emotions, it helps me feel beautiful, and just the movements that you do with your body just helps you connect to that feminine energy that we don't have enough of, because we live in a masculine world. So to kind of balance that imbalance of the masculine and feminine energy, I use belly dance because it's great. And again, back in time, I've done videos about this before. Dancing, and especially this kind of dancing, belly dance, it's a fertility ritual. It's a birthing preparation. So it actually had a purpose. It was not about sex. It was not about all of those other things that I've been discussing today. It had a purpose. It had a meaning, and a very important meaning. So, like I said, I'm gonna do more videos in the future, probably about this. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And hopefully, with you asking some questions and you starting to question your own beliefs about sexuality, like it's poo poo, you shouldn't do it, it's bad for you, it's it's badly looked upon, it's shameful, deny it, suppress it, and so on. But find a healthy balance, a good way, like I did have belly dancing, a way that feels comfortable for you, and not like slutty, if that's what you experience. So find out how that works for you. Experiment. Try out belly dancing. Try out pole dancing. Try out something else. Whatever kind of resonates with you. Whatever you have been interested in, but you haven't really dared to do it because it was a little bit too much. Just try it out and see how it works for you. You can always say, nope, that's not for me. Maybe in 5 years you'll be, oh yeah, now is the time, now it's right for me, now I can see the point. But do whatever whatever you can to embrace your sexuality. It's okay. Like I said, we all have it. It's a natural part of us, it's an instinct. Even if other people don't see it that way, I really want to encourage you to step a little bit more into it, because it's gonna, again, give you the confidence. It's gonna make you whole and complete and truly happy. So that was the episode for today. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a like. If you have any other thoughts on this subject, write a comment. If you have anything else you want me to discuss, talk about, bring out there, you can also do that, and I will take it into consideration. And I hope you have an amazing day, evening, whatever it is, and I'll can't wait to the next time. So bye.